Oh, I'm recording. Hi. I'm like, okay. I pushed a button and then I kind of, I don't know. Sorry about that. Anyways, it's been a whole week since the last time I did a video. Just thought I'd give another update on my situation with this Lyme disease. Um, I'm doing a little better. Um, People say I'm looking better and I'm able to move around better. So that's encouraging. I'm not having to nap as often. I might lay down, but some days I don't even lay down at all. I sit to rest, but I don't have to actually lay down. So that's an improvement. Um, some of the I don't know if I got into all the symptoms that I had in the beginning. Um, I had muscle spasms. That was the very first thing, which I thought was chiropractic or muscular, but it wasn't. And then fever, that I thought was a virus, and it wasn't. Um, and then the intense body pain, aches, the joints and muscles and everything were just, especially my neck. I couldn't move my neck hardly at all, like maybe an inch or two either side, but it was just so stiff and it hurt. Headache. This eye started twitching all the time. I mean, to look at me, you wouldn't be able to see it unless you really looked up close. But I could feel it just twitching all the time, and my eyesight, even with my glasses, things just weren't clear. And then this eye started twitching a little bit. I haven't had that for over a week now. That finally went away. All my body pain is pretty much gone. I get a little achy here and there, but I don't know if that's from Lyme or just because I'm not as active, or if I sleep on it wrong, or whatever. What else was there? The headache, weakness, fatigue and weakness were the number one things, and I still suffer from it, but it's getting a little bit better every day. I mean, I haven't made like, wow, I feel great today. It's like, I can move around, I can do a little more today. I wasn't able to cook. I just could not stand for any length of time, and even in the shower I had to use a chair. But just the thought of cooking, I'm just like, I just can't. I had no strength whatsoever. But now I'm starting to cook again. I made a big batch of chicken soup from a chicken carcass. I had a friend of mine picked me up she was on her way over here anyhow. I said, could you pick me up a whole chicken at the grocery store? A roasted one, already roasted. And so I used that to make chicken bone broth, homemade chicken broth. And then I kind of divided it up between, because Ken, I know he wouldn't just want the broth and chicken and a few veggies. He likes the noodles, so I divided it up, and half of it for him with the noodles in it, and then the other half what I could eat. What else did I make? I can't even remember. The brain fog is still there. It's annoying. It's not as bad, and I think I'm speaking better than I was, because I had to stop a lot and gather my thoughts. I did, even prior to that, sometimes I was like that, so, but it was just a whole lot worse with this. Nausea, but I get that now with the antibiotics too. Not as bad, as long as I eat plenty. I mean, I have to eat a significant amount and then take that pill so I don't have any nausea. Because there's one time I thought I ate enough, evidently not. And I thought I was really going to toss my cookies. And it's like, I don't want to do that because then I'll have to take another pill because I'll throw up that one, you know? So I will be glad to get off of the antibiotics, but I'm also nervous. There's the internet can be a wonderful thing, but it also can terrify you out of your mind. I have been watching videos of various people dealing with Lyme disease, and both from being having it and also people that supposedly know how to treat it. And I've joined a few Facebook groups dealing with Lyme disease, and there's so much conflicting information out there, and it can be downright scary because, like, I think I'm doing pretty well. I'm in week 3 of my antibiotics, and a lot of my symptoms have either gone or diminished. But then you look at these videos, or you are in these groups, and they say, yeah, I was fine for maybe a couple months afterwards, and then I was back to square one. And I'm like, and then you get people saying you need to be on the antibiotics at least 6 to 8 weeks if you caught it early, to really get rid of it or put it in remission or whatever. Then you have one saying, no, you don't want to be on antibiotics more than a few weeks because, it's hard on the liver and your system. It's depleting your immune system even worse. And then other experts or whatever say, antibiotics are no good regardless because they don't get to the cell that has the Lyme. And it just goes on, and it can be so confusing. So I'm having to reevaluate, what groups to continue in, how much to participate, and the videos. I don't know. I don't mind. I want to learn, what has worked for people. But, I don't know. You don't know what each person's background is. If they were a sickly person prior to this, if they took care of themselves, there's so much stuff that you don't know about a person other than what you see them posting. So there's a lot to take in account. I can't go by. It's different for everybody too. Some people have it worse than others. Some people were on antibiotics like me, and didn't really get rid of any symptoms. But for me, after about 2 or 3 days on the antibiotics, I started feeling relief. So that was encouraging to me. And I've also started with a naturopath to build up my immune system. And I've eliminated, even prior to this, like I said in other videos, I think that, I already eliminated sugar out of my diet and starches and all that. So I didn't really have to change a whole lot. Now I have to be careful of dairy though. And I love cheese. That's going to be a rough one. But I haven't really had my naturopath said to, be careful with it. When you eat dairy, see how you feel afterwards. And that'll tell if you are sensitive, if it's going to be inflammatory to you or not. So I did have a slice of cheese earlier this morning, it was like after breakfast or something. I just wanted to test it and see how I'd feel afterwards, and I haven't noticed any difference. So, but I don't want to go overboard either. I don't want to, eat a package of cheese or anything. I already wasn't drinking any milk, so the only thing, I really like is cheese as far as dairy goes. Yogurt, plain yogurt, and I can't. She said no, that has too much milk sugars in it, so I should stay away from that. So it's like, okay, I can live without that. Um, but it's going to be a little bit of trial and error too. But if you're like me, if you have Lyme disease and you're finding it overwhelming with all the information, you're not alone, because it can just scare you. And um, I'm just having to trust the Lord, just pray to Him for guidance, that He'll set me on the right path. He always sets me on the right path. Just to listen to Him, and just, I think my naturopath, she's very encouraging, and she's treating 5 other people for this that are doing quite well. So I think I'm going to just, stick with what she says and try to just filter out all the other stuff. I do have a doctor's appointment tomorrow with a, regular, I think she's a DO, not an MD, but I'm not sure. I'm just trying to get set up with a doctor, so if I have to go to a doctor or get blood work done or whatever, I have somebody, because the state doesn't recognize naturopaths as doctors, and she can't order blood tests or anything. So that's why I'm getting set up with a doctor tomorrow, and gonna take in my Lyme test results and just talk with her about, if she knows anything about Lyme, because a lot of doctors don't. And also just to see if I even like her, for one thing, but I'm hopeful that she'll be helpful, or at least won't fight me on anything. But forgive me if I stray. I still get off on little different paths here. Today tomorrow the bill, the hospital bill, which they sent me an itemized one. I called them and said, hey, listen, I need an itemized one. And it was an updated one, so it's quite hefty. It's like $2,600. Yeah. So I was on the phone with them trying to get the bill knocked down, and no, they wouldn't even. The only thing they would do is give a 5% discount if I paid for it in full. I'm like, well, that's not happening. So the lady was really sweet, and she gave me different options of setting up a payment plan. And I have like 3 months before I really have to do anything. By the 4th notice, it goes to collections. But she said, you have time. Just, think about how you want to proceed, and then you can give us a call back or do it online or whatever and set up payments. Okay, so one of the reasons why I didn't want to do anything today, because I need to send all the paperwork into Christian Healthcare Ministries. We don't have insurance, but we're part of a sharing ministry. And so I sent in all the information to them. I was able to scan copies of everything the hospital gave me, plus what Christian Healthcare Ministries has you fill out, scan them, upload them to their website, and file them that way. So they have my request for financial assistance. We are responsible for a portion of it with the plan that we have. We went middle of the road because it was a decent sharing plan and affordable for us. We were at the gold level or whatever they call it, but it got to be a little bit of a financial strain, so we went to the middle one. It's been fine. So this is our first time ever filing for a need. So we will be responsible for like $1,000 of it, and they should pay the rest of it. So that'll knock down the monthly payment. So I wanted to get that filed first, so maybe they can process it before it goes to the collection stage of things, which I'm not good. You know, I'll start paying. I'll set up a payment plan before then. But man, medical. And the sharing ministry is a whole lot better than any insurance that we have found. The insurance, it's like, $700 a month, and still you got to pay thousands out of your pocket before they even pay it. So even if we did have insurance, it wouldn't have covered any of this. It would have been below the deductible. So, insurance is a joke. It's a joke anymore. It's ridiculous. You pay all this money and it doesn't pay for anything. So, anyhow, regardless, we'll get set up with a payment plan and pay it off that way. It'll take a couple years, but hey, at least they'll get their money. Oh, what else? Yeah, I think I'm doing pretty good. I mean, I'm still kind of tired all day long, but I don't feel the overwhelming fatigue like I was. I mean, it was overwhelming where I had to lay down all the time. I mean, I'd be up for like maybe 5 minutes, if that, and I'd have to go lay back down. Now I can get up and down several times and, be okay. Might have to rest by sitting like I am now. But I was able to vacuum the house the other day for the first time in over a month. Ken's been trying to vacuum at least once a week. I'm used to doing it at least 3 times a week. But, with him working and stuff, and I wasn't going to nitpick, it wasn't that bad. I can do laundry and dishes, and I'm starting to cook. So, everybody, my husband's like, you are doing better. You might not see it, but I can see that you're doing better. But he keeps reminding me to rest. So he is taking this seriously. Unless you go through something like this, you truly don't understand how a person feels, or you just think they're being either lazy or just need some extra vitamins or something. It's not like that. It just is in you and it wipes you out, and the antibiotics wipe me out. And even my naturopath, she's like, yeah, once you get off those antibiotics, I think your energy level's gonna go up, because that stuff is hard on the body. So I can't imagine being on them a month or 2. 3 weeks is wearing me out. So I don't have, it'll be interesting to see how I do, and hopefully I'll get this thing under control, and it won't get out of control, and I won't have to go on antibiotics again, and just trust in the Lord. That's all I can do. So it's about 20 minutes again. Sheesh. So I'm going to get this uploaded, and hope everybody's doing well. And all you people, if any of you have Lyme disease, my heart goes out to you, and you're not alone. Don't give up. Keep trying, and just do the best you can. So we will talk to you later. Bye.